The Dukascopy TV team once again brings you the week ahead, where we invite a guest to talk to us about several key data releases or events that could shake the market in the week beginning Monday the 14th of November. Today is the first day of the trading week. Kathy Lien, Managing Director of FX Strategy at BK Asset Management, joins me on the line. Hello Kathy. What financial data releases do you think markets should watch out for this week?
In terms of the date on the calendar, first and foremost, it's a big week for both the British pound and the US dollar. We've got a tremendous amount of UK data, including inflation numbers, employment numbers, consumer spending numbers, and the quarterly inflation report. So that means that the pound dollar is in play, and I think all of that can help us get a sense of whether the Bank of England will ease again before the end of the year. From the U.S., we've got the most important release, which is the retail sales report, and that's due on Wednesday. The question here is whether or not all this improvement in the labor market has translated into consumer spending, so we'll be watching that very closely. I've also got my eye on Thursday's Eurozone GDP numbers. Reason for that is because the market is expecting Eurozone GDP to contract in the third quarter, and if that's the case, then there would be two back-to-back quarters of GDP contraction, which would mean that the Eurozone is back in a technical recession. And so, that is definitely bad news for the Euro and bad news for the Eurozone as a whole. So I'll be watching that piece of data very closely as well.
The German ZEW survey will be released on Tuesday. What do you think the growth outlook for Germany will be?
In terms of Germany, both the ECB president and the finance minister have already said that the outlook is not so good for the German economy. They think that the winter months, which basically mean November, December, January, February, will probably be weaker in terms of economic activity. And I think we should listen to them because there's no reason for them to be sending out these warnings if they did not actually believe them.
UK jobless claims data for October comes out on Wednesday. Do you think we can expect higher or lower claims?
That one's a tough call because if you take a look at the PMI reports, basically the service sector and the construction sector saw a decline in jobs or greater job losses, but the manufacturing sector saw an improvement in the labor market. And there was a survey by KPMG that reported permanent placements growing at its fastest pace in 17 months. So I think that this month's jobless claims report from the UK will be an exceptionally tough call, and so probably a steady labor market conditions is what is something we expect.
US advanced retail sales are due also on Wednesday. Currently they stand at 1.1%. Do you think the figure will be lower or higher for October?
So I think that the market's looking for, first of all, a pretty weak number. It's actually expected to fall by 0.2%. I think there's room for an upside surprise because we had really good non-farm payrolls reports for September, October. We also had improvement in consumer confidence that period. And also the International Council of Shopping Centers reported a nice improvement in growth as well. Now, a good number is not a done deal, of course, because a similar survey by Johnson Redbook reported a decline in consumer spending. But I think, given the low levels of expectations, that the risk is to the upside.
And the Federal Reserve will on Wednesday release minutes from their October 23rd to 24th FOMC meeting. What statements can we expect?
I think that you're going to hear continued caution from Federal Reserve officials. What I'm looking to see is whether or not they acknowledge the improvements and the recent improvements in the economy. I think that if they do, it would be a very minor acknowledgement and not enough to get currency traders overly excited.
Thanks for joining me, Kathy. You can watch the weekly wrap-up with my colleague Monica Gibson on Friday for a roundup of the week's events. Stay tuned to Dukascopy TV for more exclusive interviews and updates. For now though, goodbye.